Good morning, dears, and welcome to Super Coaching for UPSC by Textbook. And I am Pradeep, your economy mentor, and today we meet here to discuss government schemes. So let's connect little fast so we can start our session as soon as possible. So let's connect little fast, dears. And this is very important session, and it is important for Prelim 2024. So I request all of you to connect little fast so that we can start our session. So let me tell you that today we are going to discuss the important government schemes, and after that we will have some. After the discussion, we will have some questions as well. So we will go through the multiple choice questions of UPSC standard. So let's start our session. So let's start our session. I am requesting you to connect as soon as possible. So let's start our session. So when we talk about the very first schemes in this regard is that has been started recently, and it is Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. In this session the very first scheme is Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana, and that has been launched by our education minister, education skill development and entrepreneurship minister recently. That is being launched on 20th Feb itself. That has been launched on 20th Feb. So it is the latest scheme which has been launched. It is the latest scheme which has been launched. It is the latest scheme which has been launched by the government of India, and that's why it is being launched on 20th Feb. And the thing is, it has been launched by our So really sorry for all the disturbance. Now let's start. So as I said that our education and skill development and entrepreneurship minister, that is Mr. Pradeep, Dharmendra Pradeep, and he announced on 20th Feb. He announced a new scheme, and that scheme is Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. So that means it has been launched recently. That's why we are going to discuss this scheme in detail. So let's start this scheme. So when we talk about the Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana, what that means, let me discuss that what it is all about. So when we talk about it is nothing but related to, this is related to the National Entrepreneurship Development Project. This is a National Entrepreneurship Development Project, and it is under the Skill India. It is under the Skill India mission. Be very clear that what is going to be. This is nothing but National Entrepreneurship Development Project, and it is under the Skill India mission. So under this, what is going to be that government want to inculcate the skill, entrepreneurial skills among the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme. That means that this scheme which we are talking about, that is nothing but none other than National Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. This scheme is nothing but it is about the National Entrepreneurship Development Program. That means through these schemes, the government of India want to inculcate the entrepreneurship skill among the beneficiaries of Prime Minister, among the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme. So that means whosoever is the beneficiary of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, the government of India want to inculcate the entrepreneurship skill among those beneficiaries. So this is nothing but the national entrepreneurship development program, and it is under the Skill India mission. That is under the Kaushal Vikas Bharat, Kaushal Vikas Viksit Bharat, under the initiative of Skill India mission or Kaushal Bharat Viksit Bharat, Kaushal Vikas Viksit Bharat initiative. So this is about. Now when we talk about the objective, what is going to be the objective? That objective is going to be that government of India is going to give the entrepreneurship, that means going to do the comprehensive entrepreneurship training. They are going to provide under this scheme, the government of India is going to provide that entrepreneurship training to the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar scheme. So whosoever is the beneficiary, the government of India is going to provide that entrepreneurship. And what is going to be, that means that the objective is going to be through this scheme, government of India want to develop the entrepreneurship skill, and for that they are going to develop the skills among these beneficiaries. Not only skill, they are going to upgrade the skills, and they are going to re-skill those forces. That means they are going to develop the skills, they are going to re-skill, and they are going to up skills the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar scheme beneficiaries. And what it is, we will discuss, don't worry. That scheme was started by the government of India in 2020. That scheme, this Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme was started by the government of India in 2020. So this scheme, because of this Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana scheme, because of this scheme is also important. So we will discuss this scheme as well. Okay. So this is about the objective and what is about the schemes. When, as I said, that they are going to develop the entrepreneurship skill, and for that the government of India is going to running the training program, and for that training program, government of India is going to run the training program for 22 weeks. Government of India is going to run the training program in order to inculcate the entrepreneurial skills among the beneficiaries of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi schemes. So that means for that, government of India is going to run the training program for 22 weeks, that is 5.5 months. For 5.5 months, government of India is going to run a training program, and through that training program, that the government of India want to inculcate the entrepreneurial skills among the street vendors, so that street vendors and small shopkeepers, so that they should not be only the job seeker, rather they should become the job provider. The basic purpose of the government of India is that means to inculcate the entrepreneurial skill among the street vendors, so that they should not be so that they should not become the job seeker, rather they should become the job provider. So this is the purpose of this scheme, and for that the government of India is, as I said, that going to run the training program, and the longevity of that program is going to be 22 weeks. And for that 22 weeks, after that 22 weeks, government of India is going to provide the certificate. Government of India is going to provide the certificate, so that they can enhance their course credibility, so that these street vendors can enhance their course credentials. Okay, and that is going to be the significance. And for doing this training program, for that means running this training program, government of India has done that collaboration for the training purpose. The government of India has done the collaboration with the Flipkart. Be very clear, that government of India has done that collaboration with the Flipkart, and Flipkart is going to give the training to these street vendors or small shopkeepers in order to inculcate the entrepreneurship skill, and that is Flipkart. Be very clear. And this that means this scheme is the pilot scheme. That means it is first of all it is going to be run on the basis of the pilot basis. After that, on the basis of on the basis of results, that is going to be universal. So initially it is going to be on the pilot basis, and for the pilot basis that scheme is going to be run for 10 cities, 10 major cities. Be very clear that is this scheme, initially this scheme is going to run on that pilot basis, and for the pilot basis that is going to run for 10 cities across the country, 10 cities across the countries. And that means they are going to provide the, and during the training period they are going to provide training as well as stipend. They will provide the stipend also to the street vendors as well as small shopkeepers. And when they are going to run this pilot basis, that means they are going to run this scheme on pilot basis. So that means when they are going to run on 10 cities, and that suppose in total they are going to provide the 100 individuals this training facility or training for the entrepreneurship. Out of 100 individuals, 40 should be, at least 40 should be women. So that means this is a mechanism for the women empowerment through making women for the through making women entrepreneurial. By making women entrepreneurial, that means it is the initiative for the women empowerment as well. And how it is going to be that this initially this scheme is going to run for the pilot basis, and that means for the pilot basis it is going to run in 10 cities across the country, and during that period of five and a half months they are going to give the training as well as they are going to give the stipend to the individuals. And not only this, when they are going to provide the stipend and training, what is going to be that at least 40% of the trainee should be women. 40% of the trainees should be women. And so this is going to be the initiative for the women development, in the direction of women development. That means if the women will be entrepreneur, they will be financially independent. If they will be financially independent, that will be an initiative for the women development. Okay, women empowerment or women development. So this is about that Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. This is all about the Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. So let me summarize once again. Whosoever has joined late, let me summarize for those people that as I said that we are discussing the important government schemes, and in that regard, first of all, we are going to discuss the Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. And this is in the news because recently our education, skill development and entrepreneurship minister, that is Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, they have launched this scheme in Sambalpur. They have launched this scheme in Sambalpur of Odisha. So that means now let me discuss that what are the what it is and what the scheme is all about. So when we talk about the scheme, it is nothing but we can say that it is National Entrepreneurship Development Project. That is, they want to inculcate the entrepreneurship skills among the population, and especially initially for the street vendors. So that means this scheme is going to run for the street vendors. That means this scheme is applicable only for the beneficiary of the Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar scheme beneficiaries. So that means they are none other than the urban areas. Street vendor are the beneficiaries of this scheme. Street vendors and the that small shopkeepers are the beneficiary of this scheme. Since this scheme is in news, so we will discuss this scheme as well. But first of all, let me tell you that what is the Rashtriya Udyamita Vikas Pariyojana. So this is nothing but National Entrepreneurship Development Program, and it is under the Skill India initiative. That is under the Skill India initiative. And under this scheme, what government of India want to? Government of India want to inculcate the entrepreneurship skills among the street vendors. And for that government, and why the government of India want to do this? Government of India want to do this because of they want, through this scheme, they want to inculcate the skills, they want to reskill the workforce, and they want to up skills. That means they want to increase, boost the skills among the street vendors. So that means in the fast changing technology, that means nowadays the technology are very fast changing, because so that these street vendors can be competitive and can adapt themselves for the changing technology. This is the initiative, and for that government of India is going to do the training program, and for that government of India is going to run the training program for 22 weeks, that is 5.5 months. And that means this training program will be applicable for the street vendors and small shopkeepers. And after, once this training program is going to completed, government of India is going to that means going to provide the certificate, so that is going to increase their credentials. Okay, not only this, and for doing this that means for providing this training, that government of India has done a agreement or do a collaboration with the Flipkart, meaning the Flipkart will be instrumental for providing training to these individuals. And this is a pilot basis project. That means government of India is going to run this project on pilot basis, and government of India is going to run this project initially only in 10 cities across the country. And when they are going to run this program, that means during the training period, the government of India is going to provide them stipend as well as training. And when they are going to run this pilot project in 10 cities, suppose they are, that means 40% in total individuals they are going to provide the training. Out of total individuals, 40% must be women training, 40% should be women in training. So that means it is also the initiative for the women empowerment. Okay, so this is not only about the national entrepreneurship skill development program, but it is also about the women empowerment, because government of India want to empower the women by making them financially independent. And for that government of India want to inculcate entrepreneurship skills among the women labor force. So this is about the this schemes. Now we are going to proceed further. As I said that this scheme, the scheme of Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme. This is in the news. Okay, because of National Uddamita Vikas Pariyojana, this scheme is in news. That's why we are going to discuss this scheme as well. Okay, so when we talk about the Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, this is nothing but micro credit scheme. Be very clear. This is the scheme for the micro credit that is going to provide the credit to the street vendor without any collateral. Be very clear that this is the scheme for the street vendors. This is the scheme for the street vendor, and under this scheme, government of India provides that loan to the that street vendors to start their business without any collateral. As I always talked about, that whenever there is going to be take place, when the loan is going to take place, it always takes place on the behalf of the collateral. On the behalf of the collateral, suppose A is there, B is there. A is the borrower, that is borrower, and B is the lender. Okay, lender. So that means if B is the lender, so the funds will transfer from B to A, and the collateral will transfer from A to B. Okay, that is known as security. Technically, that is known as security. But under this scheme, this is the biggest problem for the street vendors or unorganized sector, not to take the loans from the organized sector. They are not in position to take loans from the organized sector, that is from the banking system, because they do not possess the collateral. Because the banking sector or the organized sector is going to give the loans to the needy sector on the basis of collateral, and this unorganized sector, especially the street vendors, especially the farmers, they do not have the collateral, and that's why they cannot take the loans from the organized sector, especially banking sector. Because of that, they trap into the glitches of the money lender, and because of that, they used to take the loans from the money lenders at the high interest rate, and because of that, they used to trap in the debt trap. So now, under this scheme, Government of India come with the initiative. And what is that initiative? That initiative is that Government of India is going to provide these street vendors, a loan for starting their business without any collateral. They have not to that means deposit any collateral, and they will be in position to take loan for starting their business up to 50,000. They can take loan up to 50,000, but there is some that means conditions for this 50,000. What it is, we will discuss that in detail, don't worry. But this scheme was started, as I talked about, that this scheme was started in 2020. That Government of India started this Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme. This was started by Government of India in 2020, and that implementing agency, implementing ministry for this scheme is Ministry of. Be very clear. The implementing ministry for this scheme is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. This is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is the implementing ministry for Prime Minister's Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, and this is the central sector scheme. We already know. And now let me proceed further. When we talk about that, what are going to be the key features, and this is the most important, that in the starting, that street vendors are going to get the 10,000 rupees. They are going to get the 10,000 rupees for first year tenure. That means, as I said, that street vendor will be in position to get the loans up to 50,000, without any collateral. But there is some conditions should be fulfilled. That initially the street vendor will be in position to get the loans of 10,000 only, up to 10,000 only. Once they are going to repay that loan in the second year, they are entitled to get the loans of 20,000. In third year, they will be in position, if they are going to continue pay the loan amount and the principal, they are in position, they will in third year or in third installment, they will be in position to get loan up to 50,000. So it is not going to be that in the very starting they are going to get the that means loan of 50,000 without collateral. Initially, they will be in position to get the loan of 10,000 only without any collateral. After that, once they are going to repay that loan, that means their credit worthiness is going to increase in the eyes of the bank. Then they will be in position to get the loan of 20,000, up to 20,000. If they are in position to repay that loan also, they will be in position to take loans up to 50,000 without any collateral. And that is to start their business. That is the thing. And there is incentives for the repayment of loan, and that incentives are, that means they will be in position to get the subsidized interest rate. They will get the loans at subsidized rate. That means they will get the loans at 7% interest rate only. Good morning, dear Harish. Good morning. So that means they will be in position to get, just to incentivize, just to promote them, just to motivate them, just to encourage them for the repayment of loan, they will be in position to get loans at subsidized interest rate. And not only this, there is provision for the rebates under this scheme also. And the rebates are, that means if they are going to pay regularly, pay the their loan amount, they will be in position to get 1,200 per year. They will be in position, that street vendors or the beneficiary of this scheme will be that in position to get the rebate of 1,200 per annum. Only only if they are going to repay the loan amount regularly. So this is the, not only this, that means there is that means for KYC the government of India is using the Aadhaar. Government of India is going to use Aadhaar, and not only this, there will be regular update in regard to their loan amount and in regard to their repayment, that means liability. So that means through the SMS they will get regular updates about their status about the loan and repayment liability. Okay, this is also the, and that means eligible banks, that means which are the banks who can give the loans to the street vendors under this scheme of street vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme, that all the PSU banks are in position to give the loans. That the PSU commercial banks, that means they are going to be scheduled commercial banks. Scheduled commercial banks, they are going to be private sector as well as government. There is going to be regional rural banks are also in that means under the that means net. They can also give the loans to the street vendors. Small financial banks, small finance banks, cooperative banks, non-banking financial companies, and microfinance institution, and SHG, self-help group banks. These are also under the net who can give loans to these street vendors. So these are the that means banks which can provide loans to these street vendors. Now, let me know, shall I repeat once again? Shall I repeat or shall I summarize this scheme once again? Let me know, dears. Shall I repeat this scheme once again? Let me summarize once again. So when we talk about, that means we are going to discuss this Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme only because it is in the news because of National Uddamita Vikas Pariyojana. Because under the National Uddamita Vikas Pariyojana, the beneficiaries of the Prime Minister Street Vendors, the beneficiaries of National Uddamita Vikas Pariyojana is Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi scheme. So because of that, it is in the scheme. That's why we are going to discuss this scheme. So under this scheme, what is going to be that government of India is providing that collateral free loans to the street vendors up to 50,000 to start their business. And this scheme was started in 2020, and this is central sponsored scheme. And the key features of this scheme is that initially that street vendor will get the loan of 10,000, loan of up to 10,000. If they are going to regularly pay the loan amount, they in the second installment they can get the loan of 20,000 without collateral. And if they are going to repay it, that means they will be in position to get the loan of up to 50,000 without collateral to start their business. And there is incentives to encourage the repayment and just to get the loans by the street vendor. Government of India come with the initiatives, that incentives as well, and under the incentives they are these street vendors will get the loans at subsidized interest rate, that is at the rate of 7% only. And not only this, government of India is also giving rewards to them, and under the rewards, if they are going to regularly pay the loan amount, the government of India will provide the 1,200 rupees annually as a reward to these street vendors. And under that, government of India is going to do the verification through the Aadhaar, and government under that means they are going to use the technology, and for that technology they will that regularly update the beneficiaries, that is street vendors, about their status, about their repayment liability as well as loan amount. And that means that different banks are under the net who can give the loans to street vendor. That may be public sector banks, that is scheduled commercial banks. All the scheduled commercial banks are under the net. Not only scheduled commercial banks, but also the non-banking financial companies, but also small that is self-help group banks are also under the NIAS. So this is about this scheme. Now we are going to proceed further and we are going to discuss the next scheme. That's this National Livelihood Stock. National Livestock Mission. National Livestock Mission. Next scheme we are going to discuss, that is National Livestock Mission. So when we talk about this scheme, why it is in news? Because the recently Union Cabinet approved incorporation of additional activity. That means this scheme is in news. Although this scheme was started previously, but in this scheme that Union Cabinet has incorporated or has added some extra activities. Because of that, this scheme is in the news. And what are those schemes which has been incorporated under this scheme, we will discuss. That's why it is in the news. So let's discuss this scheme. That what is National Livelihood Stock Mission. So what it is, when we talk about this, that means under this scheme or under the National Livelihood Stock Mission, Government of India want to increase the quantity as well as quality of livestock. Be very clear. They want to increase the quantity as well as quality of livestock. Be very clear. And under this scheme, the Government of India is implementing this scheme under the sub scheme of, that means this is the sub scheme of White Revolution. This is the sub scheme of White Revolution, and this is also the sub scheme under Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana. The Government of India is running it since 2019, April 2019. That means this is the sub scheme of Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana, which Government of India is running since April 2019. Not only this, this is also the sub scheme under the White Revolution. And let me know in the comment section, White Revolution is related to which product? White Revolution is related to which product? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. White Revolution is related to which product? White Revolution is related to which product? Let me know in the comment section. White Revolution is related to which product? Let me know in the comment section. Is there anyone who want to answer it? White Revolution is related to which product? Is there anyone who want to answer it? No one. Okay, it is related to the production of milk and dairy product. White Revolution is related to production of milk. Production of milk and dairy products. Production of milk and dairy products. White Revolution is related to the production of milk and dairy products. Now, when we talk about this scheme is that means the objective of this scheme is just to have the sustainable development of feed and fooder. That means through this scheme we want to have the sustainable development of feed and fooder. Okay, and this scheme was launched in financial year 2014-15. This scheme was launched in the financial year 2014-15, and it has been reupdated and realigned in the financial year 2021-22. Okay, that means the ministry, the nodal ministry or the implementing ministry for this scheme is the Ministry of. This is very important. the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. So that means the ministry which is that means implementing this scheme, that ministry is Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. And there are some missions under this scheme. This scheme, they want to achieve this scheme through the submissions, and there are three submissions under this scheme. There are three submissions, and these submissions are related to breed improvement. They want to improve the breed of livestock and poultry. They want to improve the breed of livestock and poultry. They want to improve the feed and fodder, that as I talked about. They want to sustainably develop the feed and fodder. They want to do the innovation and research. They want to do the innovation and research and extension for this scheme. They want to, under this scheme, they want to do the research and development as well, so that the breed of the livestock can be improved. And that means there are 10 activities. 10 activities are aimed at fostering the entrepreneurship, and under this, that means there is 10 activities, and through this, under these 10 activities, the government of India want to inculcate the entrepreneurship skills as well. They want to improve, under this 10 skills, they want to improve the feed and fodder. They want to promote the research and development, as I talked about. So this is when we talk about that, what are the things which have been incorporated. That means, as I talked about, that Union Cabinet has, in addition to whatever schemes was there in the National Livelihood Stock scheme, they have added some other schemes, other that activities as well. And what are those other activities? Those other activities are, they are talking about that there should be entrepreneurship for the conservation. That government of India has incorporated that entrepreneurship in conservation of horse, donkey, mule and camel. They have also included food, feeder and food fodder. They have also included the fodder seed processing infrastructure. That means, for running this scheme, that the government of India, or the cabinet of the government of India, cabinet of the government of India has included the fodder seed processing infrastructure as well. Not only this, they have also that inculcated other activities, that is fodder cultivation. They have incorporated the fodder cultivation as well, and they have also incorporated livestock insurance program. They have also incorporated livestock insurance program. So let me tell you that what is under the entrepreneurship conservation of horse and donkey. That under this, the individual farmers, or FPO, or SHG, self-help group, or joint liability group, or the farmer cooperative societies, they can receive the 50% of capital subsidy. That means, in order to do the entrepreneurship for the conservation of horse, donkey or mole or camel, that means whosoever is going to do the entrepreneurship, they will be entitled to get the 50% subsidy. Whatever capital is going to be invested for the entrepreneurship conservation of these four animals, the farmer will be entitled to get 50% capital subsidy. 50%, half of the capital subsidy. Only thing is, they have to conserve these 4 animals, and they have to do the entrepreneurship for that. Okay. And other thing is fodder seed processing infrastructure. That means, for developing the fodder seed infrastructure, they will again get 50%. Be very clear. That means the farmer will again, whosoever is going to develop the fodder seed processing infrastructure, the farmer, that individual farmer, or FPO, or SHG, or joint liability group, or the farmer cooperative that society, they will entitled to get 50% of capital subsidy. Okay, from the union government. Okay, so union government will give this subsidy to the state government, and the state government will transfer this subsidy to the farmers. That may be individual farmer, that may be cooperative, that may be joint liability group, whatever it may be. So that means the farmers will get the 50% subsidy for the entrepreneurship for the conservation of animal. They will also get the to develop the infrastructure for the fodder seed, and they will get the 50% subsidy, as much high as of 50%. Next, when we talk about the other, that means under this scheme only they will also get the fodder cultivation. That means that government will try to encourage the farmers to cultivate the fodder. Under this only, that government of India will have the provision for the insurance for the livestock. Okay, so they will give that there is provision for insurance of livestock, and livestock insurance program has been simplified with reduction in farmers premium to 50%. That means farmer has to pay only 50% amount of premium, and the current rate was 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now that means the farmers has to pay 50%. Now they have to pay only 15%. And that means whatever premium amount is going to be, that 60% has to be bear by the central government and 40% has to be bear by state government. And in the hilly area and the northeast area, that whatever premium has to be paid, that means 90% has to be bear by the union government and 10% has to be bear by the state government. And not only this, that means earlier it was available only the 5 units of cattle. Now earlier it was available, this insurance was available only for 5 units of cattle. Now it is available for 10 units of cattle. Be very clear that, and now under the livestock insurance program, that will be available for 10 cattle. That will be available for 10 cattle, and earlier it was available only for 5 cattle. So this is important programs. And let's have some discussion about the objective questions. Let's discuss some objective questions. And the very first objective question, and I am expecting that you people will answer these questions. Whatever I have discussed, from the discussion only there is questions, and I am expecting that you people will answer these questions. So the very first question is on your screen, and just go through this question and let me know the answer. The very first question is on your screen. Just go through the question and let me know the answer. Let me read it. Consider the following statements about PM Prime Minister Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi Scheme. They are asking about the street vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi schemes. The very first statement in regard to this scheme is, it has been launched by the Ministry of Social Justice. Second statement is, SIDBI, a small industrial development bank of India, has been appointed as an implementation agency for such administration, for scheme administration. Which of the statement given above is or are not correct? Is or are not correct? Not correct. Be very clear that they are asking not correct. So let me know the answer. Is there anyone who want to attempt it? What is the right answer? What is the right answer, dears? Right answer is A only. because second statement is correct. That means we have talked about. That means we have talked about that which are the banks which are in the net who can provide the loans to the street vendors. But the administration has to be run by this bank. That is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Small Industrial Development Bank of India. This is the apex body for doing giving the loans to the for the small scale industries. So this is about the urban street vendors. So that means under this 50,000. So that loans are going to be given by different banks, but that means apex institution for that is should be. That's why the right answer is one only. First statement is wrong. Why first? Vaishnavi wrong. That is A only there. A only. That means we are not talking about which banks. That means this is the apex bank, which is instrumental for regulating the small. That means finance for the small scale industry, and this is going to be under the small scale industry. Urban street vendors. They are going to give the loan to the urban street vendors. That's why second statement is correct, because it is going to run under the that means supervision of SIDBI, small industrial development bank of India. So that is second statement is correct, and first statement is right, because it is not the Ministry of Social Justice. Rather, which ministry it is? Housing and Urban Affairs. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. That's why first statement is wrong. Second statement is correct. That's why the right answer is A. A only. So next question. Next question. Next question is on your screen. Just go through it and let me know the right answer. Let me know the right answer. Let me read it for you people. The question is, consider the following statements about the national livestock. Consider the following statement about National Livestock Mission. The very first statement is entrepreneurship in conservation of horse, donkey, mole, and camel. Second is fodder seed processing infrastructure. Third is fodder cultivation. Fourth statement is livestock insurance program. Which of the given above is or are activity have been included in the National Livestock Mission? So let me know the right answer. Anyone? Siddharth. That you want to say that livestock insurance program has not been included under the scheme activities. Anybody else? Anybody else? Right answer is D. All are inserted. All are included. The cabinet approved that there will be incorporation of some that means additional activities in the National Livestock Mission, and all these four activities has been incorporated in the National Livestock Mission, and it is in the news because of these activities only. It is not like that this scheme has been started recently. It has been new one. It is as old as 2014 and 15. It was started. Deepak Singh, right answer. So it has been started. That means it has started in 2014-15. It was realigned in 2020-21 in the financial year 21-22, and again in 23 24 in 24 cabinet approved in that means incorporate some additional activities, and all these activities has been incorporated. All these activities has been not something, Siddharth, not something that earlier only the, that means five kettles was included under the insurance scheme. Now there is 10 kettles. Earlier the farmer has to pay 50% premium. Now the farmer has to pay only 15%. Only 15%. And remaining, that is 85% is remaining, and 85%. Suppose 100 rupees is the premium of insurance. Out of 100 rupees, 15 rupees has to be paid by the farmer. 85 rupees, out of 85 rupees, that 85 rupees will be divided among the union government and the state government, and 60% amount of 85 rupees will be paid by union government, and 40% will be paid by the state government. In that means ordinary states. In the hilly state, it will be 90% will be paid by the union government, and 10% will be paid by the state government. This is the scheme. That's why the right answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. All are correct. Next question. Next question is in your screen. Just go through it, and this is the simplest question. Just go through it and let me know the right answer. Just go through it and let me know the right answer. Which one of the following is not a specified submission of National Livestock Mission? Submission, be very clear. It's not submission of National Livestock Mission. We have discussed that there are 3 submissions of National Livestock Mission. Let me know. Let me know the right answer. Wrong answer, Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, wrong answer. Anybody else? That Deepak, wrong answer, dear. That means you people were not listening carefully when I was discussing. Please, dear, these are the questions which I have discussed right now, and still you people are doing wrong. Anybody else? Let me show you. These are the submissions. These are the submissions. Submission on the breed improvement of livestock and poultry. Submission of feed and fodder. Submission of innovation and extension. There are 3 submissions. Now attempt it. What is the right answer? Now attempt it. Please, dear, this is very humble request. When I am discussing, please have 100% focus on the lecture only. Now attempt it. B, right answer. Right answer, Siddharth. Anybody else? So the right answer is B only, and we have discussed that submissions are, they were talking about the livestock development, and especially for the poultry. They were also talking about the fodder feed development, and they were also talking about the skill development and the research and development or innovation. So this is also correct. That's why the right answer is B only. They are talking about not. So big development is not the part of. Big development is not the part of. That's why the right answer is B only. And today we finished here only. If there is any doubt, let me know. If there is any doubt, let me know. Otherwise, we stop here. And to get the PDF of this, just join my Telegram ID. To get the PDF of this, just join my Telegram ID. This is my Telegram ID. Join this Telegram ID to get the PDF of this lecture. Thank you very much, dears. Thanks a lot. We stop here. Thank you very much. Is there any doubt? Is there? And let me make an announcement. Let me make an announcement that we are going to discuss the different topic in master class, and this master class is also free to all. So whosoever want to attend it, they can also attend it, and they have to download the app, textbook app, and they can have the access for the classes. So let's connect on master class at 11 a.m. We are going to start the master class at 11 a.m. and it is also free. Only thing is you have to download the textbook app. So we are going to stop here. We are going to stop here. Thank you very much, dear. Thanks a lot. We stop here. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is at 11 a.m. Vaishnavi, it is at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. That means after 30 minutes. After half an hour. Half an hour. So we stop here. Thank you very much, dear. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.